You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Chiro Moguls, Rhino Coaching, Local Gold, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Go Get Talks, Mahalo Wellness, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Health USA, and Fit to Lift. Let's hustle.
Hey everybody, Jim Chester coming to you live. I have Candace Brady coming in from El Paso, Texas, and I'm actually coming in from the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado today. And I just want to welcome Candace onto a live stream of the Chiro Hustle podcast.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Candace, you are not a chiropractor, correct?
Correct.
But sometimes people that are not chiropractors can step up just as big as people that are chiropractors. And that's why we're on this discussion today, because I wanted to talk about your chiropractic story, because I think that there's so many people that are going to be able to learn from you. And some of the things you've been up to lately, we're going to cover on later on in the interview, talking about our good friend Tabor Smith, and we're going to talk a little bit about the spinal hygiene course you just went through. But before we jump into that topic, let's talk a little bit about your career and how you got into the chiropractic profession.
All right. Well, first of all, my grandfather was a doctor of osteopathy, so he would give treatments or do manipulative therapy. So before I knew that it was chiropractic, he was already doing adjustments on people. And I would get treatments growing up. And so when I went I was a nursing student, and when I got in there, I realized I didn't like it whatsoever. And I left, but I knew I was supposed to do healthcare. But I just happened to, my boss, Dr. Sarah Guido, just met me at my other job and was like, maybe you should try this. And I always thought chiropractic was really interesting, and opportunity just presented itself. And what I like about it is there's no drugs involved. The drugs were the hardest part for me learning nursing school. And what I like about chiropractic is we try to get people off of the drugs, and we want to use the body to heal itself. And I love chiropractic. I think it's wonderful, and I feel that I'm sort of walking into my grandfather's footsteps, helping others, but not through, it's still healthcare, but it is healthcare, but then at the same time it's not, because it's using your body to heal itself, and through adjustments and other techniques to help your body. But what I like about it is it's not nursing.
Right.
But I love chiropractic. I love it.
So as we get in more into this conversation, you say that you started out as a nursing student and you didn't think that was the right fit for you. Your grandfather was an osteopath, and he would do manipulations on you. So tell us, what have you learned about chiropractic since you've been working in the industry?
What I realize is how much people don't use it. That people would rather, take some, medicine, potion, or lotion to fix something, when there's an adjustment to help heal your body. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to, take care of your body and use it to help get rid of, these problems that you have, instead of taking a drug. And I myself are on some medicines, and I'm trying to actually get myself off of them and just use my own body to heal itself. And as my boss says, she says, any problem, she says, there's an adjustment for that. And I love it. And I secretly judge people by their by their posture now, because I just like, you need to go get adjusted. You need to get adjusted. You should really fix your posture, because you wouldn't have, these back problems and neck problems.
Yeah, that's something that's spot on because there's so many people out there that needlessly suffer and they don't know where to go, who to trust.
Exactly.
And they think that there is some type of an outside in source that's going to make them better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that we're definitely misled with as a culture, that there's the chiropractor should be like the last effort that you put into like your healthcare paradigm.
Yeah.
And we live in a very confused time where people actually think that, people should go to the chiropractor last rather than take them as their first line of healthcare needs. So
Absolutely.
we definitely live in some crazy times when people don't know where to go or who to trust. And I love the fact that you get the big idea now that chiropractic is a solution for our healthcare solutions in this country.
Absolutely. It's really frightening, and how, I mean, it's like, why not get adjusted? And then people think that, that they can't bring their children. I mean, children can be adjusted. And my nephew was adjusted when he was just a few months old, and it helped get rid of his ear infections and colic, and he had fluid in his ears, and immediately he just perked right up and hasn't had any ear infections since, and he's 5 now.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about some of the miracles that you've seen happen since you've been working in the chiropractic clinic.
Oh man, let's see. Well, I have a personal one. 2 years ago, April, I was in a car accident here in El Paso. I was at a stoplight and I was rear-ended, and I got the full brunt of the hit. And I didn't feel anything, the day after, but it was 2 days later that I was in so much pain, and I couldn't look this way or this way. And of course, I went to an orthopedic, and he just gave me these drugs and muscle relaxers and told me to do some, little stretches, and which worked for a little bit. But even then, I really didn't have peripheral vision on my right side. I could only really look about this far. And like I said, I met Dr. Guido, and she said, you should come in for an adjustment. And I said, sure, because like I said, since I was a kid, I knew what an adjustment was. And I said, sure. So I went, and she adjusted my neck, which we said it sounded like firecrackers because it hadn't been adjusted in so long. But after that, a day later, I had full, I could look all the way behind me, and I couldn't do that for 2 years. And it only took one adjustment to fix that. And it's really neat. And I also, with my nephew River, who's 5 now, he got adjusted as a little guy, and it's just neat to see how, he hasn't been adjusted really since, but he's 5 and he has no ear infections. He doesn't have any headaches or, body pains or anything. And it's like, wow, just that adjustment fixed 2 years worth of pain in a heartbeat.
Well, a lot of times, Candace, people don't realize that it's not about the pain; it's about the functionality, and it's
True.
about the performance of the individual. And it's not about getting you off of something; it's about making your body perform so well that your body doesn't need it. So
Absolutely.
when we think about like what you're telling me and what I'm assimilating, sorry, I just got done sharing this to all the groups that I'm in. So thank you everybody out there that's letting us share into your groups. And we love and appreciate everybody that supports the Chiro Hustle podcast. If you guys haven't listened to our latest episode, please go over to chirohustle.com, listen to our latest episode. We've been running strong now, going on 3 years. So
wow.
We've been doing a lot of work to promote this beautiful profession of chiropractic. And you're just one of the amazing people that reached out to me and said, hey, I have to be on your show. I have to tell people what I've been up to. And I think it's really awesome. I love people that are outside of the profession, that are inside the profession, but that don't have the DC degree, that have the moxie to speak up and say, you know what, it wasn't about my lack of knowledge, but it was because somebody never told me. So
exactly. Yes.
Something in chiropractic, what we talk about is tell the story. And that's why when I first heard about chiropractic and how I could share it with more people, I said, well, I'm going to make a film on chiropractic and I'm going to tell people about what chiropractic can do and kind of clear up some of this misconception of what people might think chiropractic to be. So
Yes.
me being a non-chiropractor, I was like, well, how can I continually tell this story and make it evergreen? Which that means if you create something once, it's going to be green forever.
Like a
So
ripple.
I wanted to create an evergreen system, which was a film. And then in between that, I was like, well, how can I do something really special to continuously drop educate the message of chiropractic and drip educate the message of chiropractic into the masses and educate people really what chiropractic is and what it from the voice of people that are actually the chiropractors, the people that are experiencing the miracles. So getting you on here, I know that one of the topics that we really wanted to discuss was you becoming a spinal hygienist. And
Yes.
let's talk about that journey and what it looked like while you're going through the program. I know you studied hard for it, and now
I
you're one
did.
of the only non-chiropractor, non-chiropractic students that is actually a spinal hygienist in the country. And let's talk a little bit about what that means to you.
You know what? I loved the journey. Um, it just kind of happened by chance. It was totally the Lord. My boss had this program, and she was going to take it, and she really didn't have time, and so she presented this to me. She said, "Candace, I have this program on called to be a spinal hygienist. It's very new, and it's gonna come to El Paso, and it's gonna be big, and we want to start with you." And I said, yes. And I jumped on it. I immediately dove into it. Again, not really knowing what it was, but I just saw her vision. And I said, yes, people need to know about their spine. They need to take care of it because, you only get one spine. You can't buy a fake one like you can buy fake teeth. You only get one. You got to take care of it. And the sessions that I took, the sessions were great. I studied them hard, and it took me 6 months. I started in April, and I finished at the beginning of October. And what I really loved about it was that it takes you in beginning about the history of it, how it came to be, how chiropractic came to be. You give in some anatomy and physiology to how we started, how do we do this, how to what comes in the kit, how you use these, and then how you market. And so for not being a chiropractor or a chiropractic student, I felt it was very easy to understand. I was able to, soak through and take it as it was. And of course, I took handwritten notes. So because I wasn't a chiropractor, I wrote every slide. I have a notebook about this thick full of everything that was presented. And I just loved the program. I loved it. I could see the vision. And then it made me more aware of my own posture and seeing people how this is needed. And I absolutely loved the program. And I love the fact that I'm one of the few that's helping start this. And I don't know, for anyone who hasn't done the program, I highly recommend it because you learn so much. And it was just so easy for me to understand. He did it, and the instructor presented it in a way that was easy to understand, especially, for not being in chiropractic. I was able to understand it. And if I had any questions, which I did, I had lots of questions, I emailed the instructor and he got right back to me. And I said, wow, that's really great. And then if I didn't understand something, which was the 33 principles of chiropractic, I did not understand that. I really struggled with it. And my boss was Dr. Guido, was able to help me out. In fact, she gave me this little sheet that has the 33 principles of chiropractic that I look at. And I just, man, so once the exam came, I felt like, man, I'm gonna nail this. This is gonna be great. And I got to, and I would share. And so while I was there, I was still telling people what I learned, and it was so great. People were, of course, they're like, what's that? What is the spinal hygienist? And I was able to tell them, it's taking care of your spine. And I mean, you can start right now. You don't have to, even if you feel like, you're 70, I still, like yesterday, I educated two patients yesterday who were in their 60s about how to do, exercises to help do movement, introduce movement to the spine.
So what you're saying is it's helped with your certainty of working in a chiropractic office.
Yes, I feel like I've already been in chiropractic for years, and it's only been 6 months.
So you've been working in chiropractic for 6 months, and you've already learned about 33 principles. You've already been certified as a spinal hygienist, and you're doing what it takes to advance the clinic that you work in. What does it mean for you to be a part of the team with Dr. Guido?
It feels incredible. It's such a blessing to work with Dr. Guido because she saw something in me. She saw something in me to be able to tell me and ask me to do this program. And I just felt like I'm learning from someone, who's been doing it. She's been in her practice for 27 years and she's a mentor. I absolutely love Dr. Guido. She's a mentor. She shares with me things like, chiropractic happened with this. And this is how we use chiropractic to help with that. And, I'll introduce something. And she said, oh, we can actually use, chiropractic has been and so long how we can fix this. And I'm such a sponge. I'm just soaking in everything that she's doing. I love learning from her. It's such a blessing to work in her office and know that I'm going to just flourish and just help her office, help her practice. I love working with her. And I just love the fact that she saw something in me to help, to introduce this, because I wouldn't know until, unless the fact that she was like, you should try this. I think you would do really great at that. And I just went out on a limb and said yes. And here we are.
So I know that it helps so much when we get more certainty with what we're doing in the chiropractic office. And it's not just the doctor that has to lead that clinic. It's the people that work and do the scheduling, that collect the money, that do the patient education, that are hands-on doing the work with the patients when it's not the doctor. So there's a huge influence that you need in order to have certainty with your position. And
yes.
I love the fact that you're taking the initiative to become better at your position. And I think that when I started out in chiropractic, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but when I started out working in chiropractic, I was actually a tech working in an office for almost 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Before I had this big idea to create a film on the profession. So I worked in an office for 6 years, and what I would do is the doc that I worked for had all these videos of these amazing spine rehab videos that I would watch. And then he would tell me to watch this guy that talked about mindset and this guy that talked about like clinical certainty, and then watch this and then watch this and then watch this. Before I knew it, I was watching like an hour's worth of content almost every day. And I was getting better at talking the language of chiropractic, because there's a certain amount of vernacular that you have to possess in order to speak the chiropractic language.
For sure.
Because if we rely on the doc to do it all on their own, they burn out. So it's important to have it's so important to have a support system of an educated helper and somebody that wants to do better and actually earn their positioning within that office instead of just showing up and collecting a paycheck.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Chiro Moguls, Rhino Coaching, Local Gold, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Go Get Talks, Mahalo Wellness, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Health USA, and Fit to Lift. Let's hustle.
Absolutely. I love going to work. I've been employed since April, so I was part of the staff while I was taking the class, but I was at home doing the course. So she, paid me to take this course, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. And going back to learning the vernacular, this is where I know that my nursing career really helped me out, because I already knew about the body. I already knew anatomy and physiology. I had a lot of the lingo, the vernacular to understand. So I felt like that really put me about, 2 steps forward in learning about spinal hygiene, because I already knew how the body worked. It was just learning how, treatments and adjustments and how the body helps heal itself instead of with, pharmaceuticals. And I loved it. I loved taking the class. I enjoyed it. And she would have me watch a chiropractor who makes videos every Wednesday. She's like, okay, I need you to watch these. And she would ask me to make sure I did it. She's like, okay, so what was said during this session? And I said, they talked about this and how we can such and such, and how with patient education, we can learn how to do it this way, and how, when we present in the office, maybe do it, certain ways like this. So I really felt like I was going into it new, but not, green.
Well, I'm going to just say a quick shout out to a few people. Jeff Arnell says, don't burn out, you mean burn in. And I think that's a really cool way to think about it, because you did burn the knowledge into yourself and you became a product of the knowledge that you studied. So let's not burn out. Let's burn in the knowledge. And I think that's really cool. But I also want to send a shout out to Robert DeBonis, and thank you for tuning in with us. If you guys are watching this right now, just type in where you guys are watching in from. If you're finding some value from this, hashtag value in the comments down there. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. And if you guys have not heard our podcast, go to chirohustle.com and check out our latest episode, please. And if you guys are finding this as to be something of inspiration, hit that heart button and send us some love. Because when you
please do
when you guys send us love, we love that stuff. So also the greatest thing you guys could do for us right now is to hit the share button and share this on your page, so everybody can know about what Candace has been up to and how she became a certified spinal hygienist. Next topic that we're going to discuss here is we're going to talk about your Tabor Smith, who created this program.
Love that
guy. Let's say a few kind words about him and what he has done to help bring the message stronger to you.
Oh man, first of all, Tabor Smith is genius. He is such a genius, and the fact that he saw the need and was like, okay, we should do spinal hygiene, and created this. And that is so smart, because it is needed, and he just took the initiative and he created this program, and he's making it, we're small now, but it's going to grow and it's going to be explosive. And I love that he is sharing this with everybody and wanting us to know, so that we can go out there and share the message. In fact, he's the guy that I watched on the videos every week. He was the one that I had to watch every Wednesday during his Facebook Lives. And Dr. Guido would say, make sure that you watch Tabor. And she just raved over him because she met him. And I said, I really need to meet this guy. I said, he sounds so cool. And he was the one where I just asked, tons of questions. And I just love that he is so passionate about what he does. And then I feel his passion, so it makes me passionate. And I just want to go out there and share the message like him. So it's Dr. Tabor, you rock.
Yeah, I love Dr. Tabor too. We became pretty good friends over the past couple of years, and we've been very supportive of each other And I just can't say enough about what he does. He's like a modern day hero when it comes to getting the message of chiropractic out to more people,
Yes, he
supporting
is.
his community, supporting his family, supporting the next wave of people that are going to learn to support chiropractic, and that being
Yes.
you. So that's really
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. He was so encouraging the whole time during the program, especially when I would get stuck or it's like, I really don't know what you're talking about. And I said, I really hope I get this. And he said, you're going to get it. He said, just keep on going. Let me know if there's any way I can help you learn something better. You're going to get this. And of course, I was nervous about the exam because it's like, I don't know what this is going to be like. I said, if he asks anything about the philosophy, I'm not going to know it. And he's like, don't worry, Candace, you're going to ace this test. You're going to do well. And I'm like, I'm glad he believes in me because right now I don't know if I believe in myself. So I love his encouragement. He's so
Yeah,
positive.
and I found that to be true as well. Like he's always supported what we've been doing. And I when you said, "Hey, I want to do a Facebook Live and talk about the Spinal Hygienist program I just got certified in," I was like, "It's a no-brainer for me because it's good cross promo for somebody that supports me." So I just
That's
wanted to make sure that we got
wonderful.
that done.
Yeah, and
Um,
I watch your Chiro hustles every week too.
oh, thank you.
I love them.
Something I wanted to touch on with you is I know that you've been working in chiropractic for 6 months. What's next for you? I mean, I know you probably have some things lined up for yourself as you develop with Dr. Guido.
We do. Oh yeah. Well, right now we're already. I met with our office manager yesterday, and well, we didn't, but she already wants me to start doing lunch and learns about what Tabor Smith does. Tabor Smith does lunch and learns, and for those who don't really know, he meets. I can't be specific exactly when he meets, but he does these where he gets lunch and then he brings people in and discusses chiropractic with them and discusses spinal hygiene. And because I'm the first and only one in El Paso, nobody knows about it. So anyone who comes, they're going to be hearing it for the first time. And, Dr. Guido's practice is really growing. And she said, I really want you to meet with these people and share with them because it's important. And I said, it is important. So we're going to start starting next month to do a lunch and learn, and then I do a workshop twice a week to where I'm going to be doing sharing people about spinal hygiene and how to use the kits and how to take care of yourself in the office and out of the office. And we just met early last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with AT&T about how to, with their employees, about how to take care of their spines because they're going out and they're working on stuff and, and it's like you need to, take care of your spine this way and, do range of motion exercises. We introduced range of motion exercises that the office already did, but we did specific ones geared toward how to fix the areas that are more apt for, degeneration. And we asked questions, and some of them even asked questions about how they were looking for a chiropractor. And it's like, oh, we're actually like a block from where you are. And it's wonderful. So I have a lot of things lined up already. I'm absolutely just overjoyed because I don't have to go out and find something to do. It's already there. And I can already get started. And I also secretly, I've been giving the blessing from Dr. Tabor and Dr. Guido about, becoming a chiropractor and about, I really would love to do it. I was like, I really see myself doing it. But I want to just, get used to doing spinal hygiene first and kind of get it out there, but I'm not ruling it out.
Well, one of the cool things is in 4 years, you're going to go back and watch this interview that we did today, and you're going to be like, wow, that was pretty amazing that I had the confidence to talk about the things I was sharing and how much my career has taken off because
It
I got out
is.
of my own way and I just went and did the work. That's one of the things that I want to really like share with people is you don't have to play small. And when you actually go out there and do the work, that's when you start to get a little uncomfortable, but that's when you actually start to grow as a person.
It
And
is.
it's life doesn't come to you. You have to go get it.
That's right. That's right. You have to take the initiative, because if you don't, you're just going to be waiting for a really long time. And believe it or not, I used to have this fear of public speaking. I mean, it was a huge fear. And now it's like, oh, please let me come to you and let me share with you how this works. You need to know this. Like, please let me share with you. And I mean, I'm a new person, and I do see this as a career now. I will always be in chiropractic. I love it. I'm so proud of myself. I look back 6 months ago and it's like, you could have said no.
So Candace, what I see in you is me 10 years ago. And I
Oh,
started out just like you, and I had no idea what chiropractic was other than the fact when I got adjusted, I felt better.
oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. For
So
real.
as I developed into who you know today and who people see doing the Facebook interviews and doing the podcasting and teaching people how to get new patients, the person that you see today, it took 10 years to develop into. So I'm also really proud of you as well
Thank
for doing
you. Thank you, Jim.
for doing the work and showing up and having the tenacity to say, "Hey, I want to be on your show."
I did. I said, the moment I got certified, I said, Dr. Guido, I really want to be with Jim Chester. I said, I really want to meet this guy because he interviews all these people. And I said, it would be so cool to like be on Chiro Hustle and talk to this man. And now it's happening. So it's like, yes, yes.
Well, I'm super excited for you. Is there anything that we didn't discuss that you would like to share with our audience today?
Um, Not that I can think of. I'll probably think of something when we hang up. And it's like, oh, I should have said something about that. But actually,
I know you did the program down at Life U. What
I
was it
did.
like to be down at Life U?
It was incredible, beyond words, because I got to go down there, and I stayed with family because I have family that live in right next to Mariota. And I just went to the campus, and I immediately just felt like I was at home. I just had this sense of peace and reassurance and encouragement. Like, I'm supposed to be here. Like, I am at this place where I'm supposed to be at right now in this moment in life. And I felt like I was a student. It was incredible. The campus I only was in a little part of the campus, but where the school, College of Chiropractic I just walked through the building, and I said, and the walls were just so welcoming, saying like, I'm going to be here one day. I loved this campus. I want to be a chiropractor. And I got to meet some chiropractic students in my class. Thank you. There were some students in my class that they were students, but they were there as like a continuing education course, I guess, because they weren't there to take the exam, but they were there to learn. And I asked them, I said, what do you like about this? Like, one in particular, his name is Martinez. And I said, what is it like to be here? What do you like about your teachers? Why did you choose this one compared to another chiropractic school? And I felt like I was a student. Like, I'm going to be here one day. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I'm so sad that I have to go home. I don't want to go back to Texas.
Well,
I'm going to be there one day.
I'm really proud of you. I think it's
Thank
really
you.
cool. As your career develops, I'll be an advocate for you. If there's anything you
Thank
ever need,
you.
you know how to get in touch with me. Just send me a message through Facebook. I want to I want to rise you up and see you develop, and I want you to work more with Chiro Hustle as we develop as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, man, I'll be your advocate too. It's like, everyone, watch Jim Chester. You'll be inspired.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
so great.
At this juncture, I just want to say thank you for being my guest today. If any
Oh,
of
of
you have any
course.
questions for Candace or Tabor or myself, you guys can all send us a direct message through Facebook Messenger. And once again, Candace, I'm really proud of you for stepping up and saying, I want to go out there and support the beautiful profession of chiropractic. I want to become educated and serve and not only be somebody of an advocate inside of my four walls at the office, but I want to go out there and harvest our community and get people healthy.
Yes.
And I think that that's
Yes.
so powerful what you're doing.
And, you know, I do have actually one last thing to ask or to say.
Yeah.
This program is not, again, not just for chiropractors. This is for anyone. You don't for CAs, for, chiropractors themselves, or just for someone who just wants to know more about chiropractic and be an advocate. I loved this program. It's so beneficial, and it's important because everyone, because of technology, everyone's spines are becoming degenerated, and they're losing, their spine's getting worse and at a younger age. And it's like we want to reach out to that area, to those people, especially young ones, to help take care of their spines.
What we call it is digital dementia or nursing home posture.
I love it.
Because people that, if you took their technology off of them, they would look like they had dementia, or they would look like they were like in a nursing home with their slumped posture. So
Dr. Tabor calls those tech necks that, he said in the program. That's exactly what he said in the program, was they're tech necks, because if you take them out, they're still going to be looking down, but not looking at anything.
Mm-hmm. So we just need to be mindful of our behaviors with technology, and we need to be mindful of the degeneration of our spine, because we can't look inside of our back. We have to actually get an x-ray taken on it to know what's going on. So there's a lot of things that we could still talk about, but I know we're up on the edge of our time together. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you for being my guest today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody that's watched this episode today. And if you guys, once again, have any questions for Tabor or for Candace or myself, send us a message through Facebook Messenger. I just want to say, love and appreciate every one of you guys. And you guys are just one story away.
Yes, thank you.
Keep hustling.
Keep on hustling.
Thank you, Candace.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.